All right, you guys, today we're going to talk about the art of storytelling when it comes to content creation. This is super important because this is how you drive people that are outside that do not know you or know what they need or what they want from you into your whole story. Okay. It drives them into your brand and your business, and it can help you increase your sales tremendously. All right. So let's talk about the art of storytelling. All right. So, why storytelling? First of all, it builds trust. I know for myself as a social media coach and manager that when I talk about my story and the struggles I've had with social media and how I started my business from the ground up until now being a full-time entrepreneur, it greatly encourages my community. Okay. And because they actually see it for themselves, it builds a lot of trust. All right. Now, don't go back in the day, and even some people do it now. I see it on TikTok all the time where you create these false stories that are not real. I'll give you an example. I went into this event of this highly known professional. I'm not going to give names. And there was a speaker that was speaking on his behalf, and he shared his whole entire story with us. He let us know that at his father's dying breath, his father had cancer. At his father's dying breath, he promised that he would build a business and become a millionaire. And he is. Well, in the background, a man creeps up and just starts clapping real loud, tears in his eyes. And we're looking. He's like, "Son, I'm so proud of you." You guys, he fabricated the whole story. Well, where his dad, who was supposedly dead, came from the background and congratulated him on his success. So he created a story to hook us in, but it greatly hurt his credibility because none of it was true. Okay. Don't do these false things. Tell your story. And no, story does not have to be traumatizing or anything like that. It can be a story of success, a story of, overcoming something. All right. So just tell your stories, build trust. And there's a time and a place, but we're not going to get deep into that. All right. The next thing is by telling your story and sharing your story, you can let people know your brand personality. If I didn't come onto video right now and talk to you guys, you would not know how I am as a brand personality. Okay. As you can see, I'm bubbly, I'm happy, I'm very easy to talk to, and I love what I do. Okay. So through your storytelling, it greatly helps people to know what your brand personality is. All right. Next thing is it builds relatable connections. Okay. When you talk about the things you've experienced, 9 times out of 10, your ideal customer client is you because you've been through those situations. So if you're talking about your situation and storytelling based on your situation and how you overcame it, 9 times out of 10, those people went through the same thing and they want to be where you're at right now. Okay. So when you start telling stories, make it relatable to them, talk about their pain points because it was also yours as well, and then build that relatable connection. The next thing is storytelling makes them think, feel, and act, and it always ends in some kind of action. Okay. What do you want them to do afterwards? All right. We know this to be call to action. All right. After we tell our story, after we share our stories, what is it that we want them to do? Do we want them to connect with us? Okay. Do we want them to take the next step to hiring us? All right. The story always ends in some kind of great reward or some action that you want them to do. Okay. You've done it before. You shared how you've done it before. Now you want them to take action so that they can do it as well. Now, when it comes to storytelling, there are, kind of like a hill of how things go. Okay. And there's certain pieces of the story that's important. So, number one, the character. Okay. Who is this person in the story that you're about to tell? All right. If it's you, then the person is you. Okay. You want to make sure that the person that you are talking to, or however you're sharing your story, whether it be in stage, whether it be through your content, that they fall in love with this person. Who is this character? What is their personality? Are they relatable? What is going to make this individual that is viewing your story or listening to your story be connected? Okay. You want to make sure that that person is memorable. All right. The next thing is the setting. How is the story being unfolded? Okay. Where is this person in life? Where do they live? Okay. How are they communicating? What is the mood? When was the mood shifted? All right. What is the setting? And then there's always some sort of conflict. Okay. So the conflict is, where is the tension? Where are the hard times? What are the challenges? What made them think that they would not be successful? Okay. These are all things that you should take into accountability when sharing your story. And then most importantly, with the content conflict, you want to make sure that it leads into what happens next, lead them into suspense, and then finally a solution. All right. A bit of closure. Everyone longs for closure when it comes to storytelling. All right. You want to make sure that you leave them hungry for more, and then a satisfying satisfying solution. All right. So, an example is me sharing my story of being a full time entrepreneur. I knew that when I was in the military, that I wanted to be more. Okay. I was tired of being a single mother, not being able to, supply for my kids' needs off of one income. It can be very hard for us. All right. And as a mompreneur in the military, it's extremely hard because we're doing this all by ourselves. I also knew that I did not want to work for anybody else. So I started building my business. Now, starting out as a social media manager, I had to start from scratch, which is incredibly difficult. Okay. Very hard to do. I had to do free work and then I had to hire out to help me. And I couldn't afford that either. So I did the free work. I got the social proof. And then as I got the social proof, I continued to build upon it. And then what do you know? Here I am now, a full-time entrepreneur and a single mom. And I'm able to do it all and love what I do. Okay. So in that story, you heard the character, me, the atmosphere, the military. Okay. Me getting out of the military, the conflict, me having to start from scratch, no help, me having to hire help, get coaches, etc. And then in the end, me having success by being a social media manager and being a full-time mompreneur and a female entrepreneur, okay? And succeeding in life, all right? So that is how the story went. And your story should be about the same, all right? So again, as a reminder, keep these things in motion. Number one, you don't always have to tell your story, okay? However, if you are someone that takes on a coaching client or you're in your content and you want people to understand why you want to teach them the things that you teach them, storytelling is very impactful. And number two, it does not have to be trauma based. Okay. There are a lot of people that's like, let me share your story. And then you never get to the ending part. Like, where is the success? Where's the happiness? Where's the peace? What happens after that? And it never comes up. Okay. So we're going to talk about how to blend this into your content and how you can make it work for you. All right. So with storytelling in your content, you can share different pieces. Say, for example, you're on Instagram, you're sharing different pieces. You can do that in a carousel post. When you're on live and you're teaching, coaching, training, you can let them know why you do what you do. You can share your brand story, okay? Have them be connected to your brand and love your brand. There are quite a bit of ways you can pour all of these tactics into your content, all right? So hopefully this has helped you out. Try a bit of storytelling in your business and let me know how it works for you. And yeah, let's get to it.